All right, so this is... There it is. Okay, fantastic. This is a game between Rodage and I, looking to talk our way through some of our decks that we've been playing. I've took Arundel's Nexus 419, and I have fuddled with it quite a bit to include some mining accidents. We're going to play full cut knowledge against each other. And so that was a bad hand that I then mulled into what appears to be a worse hand. I'm going to put that on to always and see what we can get. I didn't keep that opening hand because it started with the Begalter, and there's only one sentry in the deck. The only pure sentry is Archer. There's Orions in there, which we're going to see right now. Pop on up. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that. But if I take a look at his list, he's only on 9 agendas. I don't really need the Begalter. I think the play is check R&D, but I should really draw up for Econ. I think with 9 agendas in the deck, I'm going to draw up for Econ and slap it down to get some money. I need to try my best to stay ahead of him in money so that I could avoid a punitive if and when it comes. He needs to keep protecting R&D, or sorry, HQ. Otherwise, he puts himself at risk for doof and then mining accident. So he's going to take some of those 13 net gained credits and trash my rogue trading. Which is why it's really important to have the Citadel up and available. Let's put something down and take a peek. Not great for me. Hate to see a Chiashi. He's on 3 building blocks, so it's possible that he can get it out. And I ditched the paperclip for a Mockler, so that I could fit the mining accidents in, which is likely not the smartest thing to do. So he has the Chiashi in hand. He just drew into it. I'd like to get the Amakua down, or the Amina down. That would be very helpful. question now, is he going to expose this? And if so, will he immediately res it? Because if not, that is a huge burst of econ for me. It is possible that it's a snare. He's running 2 snare in this list. And the more he thinks about it, the more it makes me feel like it's probably a Rashida that he doesn't want to show. Interesting. It's a Cyberdeck sandbox. He has enough money to res all of his very nasty ice. The Chiashi being the one that I am the most worried about. But I can expose the agenda twice. Put down the Nexus and have enough to run server 1 and see what happens with that. If he reses, I can attempt the bypass. I don't lose anything to getting a tag, so I don't have to eat the dangerous subroutines. If it's one of the many other ice that are below 4 strength, right, okay, so it is the Chiashi. I'm not going to break any subs so I don't risk taking any damage. If he pumps this up to a large number, which he can do, he can out-money me here. That is going to set him back a little bit. And then it's possible that I can be double punitive if I do steal this agenda. So we'll see how that goes. And I realize now I should share my screen with you, Ed, so that you can watch. Although I cannot hear you. Strength 10 is something I cannot match, so I will stop it there, and then let's get you the appropriate permissions, or give me the appropriate permissions. There it is. Okay. Hello. I could hear you now. I had my headphones set the wrong way.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. I thought I'd just jump in for 15 minutes for a little bit of colour commentary and someone for you to talk to for a bit on stream.
Yeah, appreciated. As much as I love talking to myself.
I was enjoying it while I was setting up the Discord. So what's happened in the game so far? Just give me a quick rundown.
So far, not a whole lot. I had a not great hand that I mulled into another not great hand. And then I forced a Chiashi res, which doesn't really hurt him because he's Blue Sun. And a lot of money to go into a Nexus trace, which did hurt him because he can't get that money back.
Yeah.
But now the problem is I'm behind 2 agenda points, and I've got 2 tags, and I kind of have to dig my way out of this as quickly as I can.
And Juices helps with one of those.
Juices does, because I'm going to use it to gain... I'd like it to... I'm going to draw 2 with it first. And then now that I have the Citadel, I'm going to remove a tag.
Perfect.
Which then allows me to dirty laundry into R&D see what I see, and then slam down this citadel so that he has to put money into the trace to make me not ditch this tag. Having
How
this,
much would you be willing? Would you be willing to contest?
to a point, yes. There are 3 citadel in the deck, and that's one of the many ways that the deck can function as denial, is just making them pump, and then they have to pay to trash the citadel, otherwise they do it again next turn. So it's sunk credits either way for the corp. Right? Because if he puts in 5 credits, say, I'm not gonna pay to match that. I'll let him pay those 5 plus another 2 to trash the citadel, and then draw up until I find another deuces or another citadel, and then rinse and repeat. But I think it was smart of him not to put money into there.
Yeah, I think so. Because if he puts money in, he's got to make it meaningful as well, hasn't he? And you know, with 2 link, he's probably putting 4 in, and he's then wondering where he gets his blue sun trigger from. A couple of turns down the line, arguably.
Yeah. Okay, this could be a big play here, but likely won't be. I would like to go in with the Amina and hit the Orion and maybe get it trashed, but I would need a lot of money in order to do that, because it would cost 6 and a click and having the Amina down. So there's no way I can do it this turn. So he's gonna get those credits. But I can put down the rogue trading and hit it so that I can maybe sneak it out the next time he gets cocky with the oversight AI. So I think that's what I'll do here, is put down the rogue trading, hit the rogue trading, and then draw. Or I should draw first, and then do that. He can still, again, put the money in to contest this, but I think that's a bad idea for him, and I think he knows that.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult decision for him.
It is, because he's gonna need all this money, and the more I deny him the money he's gonna make from these oversight AIs, the less he can run away with the game.
Yeah.
Because that's the real worry of Blue Sun, is them taking a gazillion triggers, getting a million credits, and then me not being able to do anything about it. But I think he very wisely didn't put into that trace again.
What do you think he's drawing for at the moment?
I would imagine it's more ice. Because he's only ever put down 2 pieces of ice. He had the Orion, which he rezzed with the Oversight AI first. He put down a Chiashi, which I forced a res from.
Yeah.
And so I think he's looking for something to be able to protect HQ and a remote. Because I worry that he won't be able to score out.
Yeah. I haven't seen his list. Is he running Spiderweb? Probably not.
Here's the list. Keep it there. Oop, or take up the whole screen. That's fine too. He's not running Spiderweb, but he's running a lot of code gates. and only 1 century, which is again why I mulliganed away the Bagalter.
Sure.
So I'm not quite sure. He does have the 1 audacity, which worries me, but he's nowhere near being able to use that, or even wanting to use that. And so we'll see what he chooses to do. But he found that piece of ice he was looking for, so I think now we have to force some ice reses. He paid not to expose. He does have a jillion credits. But if we can get him to res ice, multiple pieces of ice, that would be useful. But I do need to also put this dream net down so I can start getting some draw, because that's what I'm lacking the most right now, I think.
Yeah. But just is it a bit slow? I suppose against Blue Sun it's a different story, but the DreamNet run archives line.
It is, but at the same time, watching him try to draw up for something instead of pushing and building out servers makes me think that I have a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially because with 1 ice and Nexus, I can get in everywhere or force a lot of credits to be spent. And so I don't think it's a problem to put the DreamNet, run archives, see what I get, and then maybe also hit the rogue trading.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's the line I'm going to follow. A second rogue trading isn't great for me. That's likely going to bait an archives ice. Although the fact that he threw out a Rashida is making me wonder how flooded he might be.
Yeah, I'd definitely want to run HQ here. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, the worst that happens is I bounce off an ice and take a tag, and that's fine by me.
Is he double drew last turn? Mandatory click 1 draw, ice.
Let's see. Mandatory click 1 draw, ice. So, let's see. I'll steal the Atlas, that's fine. I think I would like to trash this Chrysium, but at the same time I'm worried about a double punitive. But I have the Citadel to protect me, so I think I trash this Chrysium here to open up the threat for more HQ interact. No, I think I leave the Chrysium so that I can't get punitive, because I don't want to lose the Amina, which is my 1-of breaker.
Yeah.
Alright, so mandatory and then double draws.
I'm surprised by the no res on the HQ run.
I think that they were hoping to be able to double punitive. Especially if I stole what I assume is probably a GFI in HQ. Then I have to use the Citadel on the first fire because I didn't have 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the baited DreamNet
That's okay.
blocker.
It's not the end of the world, is it?
Yeah, that's totally fine for me. I think I want to check HQ again.
I think you bravado into HQ, don't you? What's the rationale for not bravadoing?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think that through. I know it's a Chrysium, but that's not going to affect the bravado.
No.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think you're right. You do bravado into HQ. And there's the GFI. I'm still not going to trash the Chrysium. And now I've got some choices. I'm still at risk of double punitive if I try to play the gamble. But I can hit rogue trading and gain credit.
Draw rogue trading.
Yeah, my choices here are to hit the rogue trading or draw. Because I...
Did you triple draw and drop the DreamNet? And then next turn's money turn.
It could be. I still worry about this 27 credits hanging over there. I'd like to make the punitive impossible to land, but that's not likely. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna triple draw and drop the DreamNet. I'm actually gonna drop the turtle, because DreamNet I can still get stuck with a tag, and having a replacement is nice.
Yes. Yeah. It's the more likely to be relevant.
Okay, and there's the second ice on HQ. Something in the remote. Second ice on the remote. Now, I'd like to bravado into R&D. And see if I could maybe get lucky with a DreamNet draw.
What we thinking's on R&D though, it's Chiashi, isn't it?
I think it is. I'm not 100%.
Is it worth putting a boomer on R&D ice? Or no?
I think I'd like to keep that in hand so I could more easily threaten the remote or HQ.
Okay, yeah, that's...
With just one ice, Nexus will do it. But with two ice, I need either a higher strength turtle or the boomerang, so I'd like to keep that kind of close to the vest here.
Yeah.
Are you not going to run the remote first click?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because if either one of these ices strength 4, or if both of them are strength 4 and up, I can't get in.
Like, so, what's the range of ices representing that could actually keep you out here? It has to be, like, exactly Orion, and then a card that... Like, you want to click Rogue Trading this turn, but you can't because he has more money than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you run the remote first click, and he reses, like... I mean, like, I would like Gatekeeper 5 here, honestly, but, like, you could... If you res, like, Gatekeeper, you can just, like, Nexus it, then Jack out. Or if you res Orion, you can Nexus Jack out. And then just, like, you can Rogue Trading this turn because he's on, like, 10. And if you res, like, a Hoardem, you just Nexus it, and then Jack out, and you're only paying, what, like, $3 here?
That's true. Yeah. The big ice is scary for me, but everything else I can walk through.
You can
So
just Nexus, yeah, just run, you have Nexus, so you can just like check, and you don't want Rashida to fire.
I don't want Rashida to fire. I was hoping to be able to falsified, but there's only one left, so it's not likely that that'll fire.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think also you're in such like a dominating position. I don't think you can. I think it's really hard to lose this game from this position, actually.
I think you're right.
But I think you should. I think you could just check turn one, and then like I agree. If they res an ice that you can't break with turtle on the outermost or whatever, you just like jack out, Nexus and jack out.
Mm-hmm. But do I want a bravado into server 2?
Yeah, that seems excellent.
Yeah, let's do it. I was thinking it was a little safer to do that to R&D, but you're right. Knowing the list and being able to look at the list, there's not a whole lot that really scares me here.
Yeah, we also just like we want him to res. Oh yeah, this is perfect.
So I can bypass this. If he happens to have 2 Chiashis, he can res the second one and hurt me.
I mean, I think you jack out. Like bypass it and jack.
So I could take the tag here, and the fact that he saved and didn't put anything into it for his other one makes me think that it might be a second Chiashi. And so
Oh yeah, I mean like I don't think you should continue. I just think that like actually like the math on it probably works out. I mean it means we can't click rogue trading this turn is the only thing I dislike. Right?
I mean, I could
Because
pay
this
the
is-
3 here and then hit rogue trading. I could
What's the
bypass
credit on
and then
that?
instead of pass and continue, just pass and jack out.
Okay, actually we have to do some math because what's the credit efficiency on that? If you bravado through, you make $1 more, but you pay 3, so you're essentially netting 2. Like you're essentially paying 2 to bypass the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to spend. So he's paying 2 in. So you're saving a click. It's probably higher value than a credit. So yeah, that makes sense. Just bypass it and jack out, and you can rogue trade this turn.
Yeah, and then I can hit rogue trading. There it is. Okay.
You want to draw a card before you rogue trading, right? Or like do something before you rogue trading.
That's true. Yeah, I should have drawn first and then rogue trading instead of the other way around.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a 2% efficiency game, but like, why not? How you doing, Ed?
Yeah, I'm good, Eric. Yeah, let's see. I'm jumping out in a second for dinner. I just wanted to add a little bit of colour commentary on the stream for 10 minutes. Yeah, I've been at work all day. We're reopening tomorrow, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's good news. Very good news. So I've only got 2 rooms booked in the hotel, so it's not that busy, but it's a start at least.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave you to it, and hopefully I'll have some dinner and jump back in a bit later.
All right.
Sure, have a good dinner, man.
All right, take care. It occurs to me that, Eric, you can't actually see when I put the list up, so I'm going to stop streaming and then put this back on so that it does the right thing.
Okay, sure. I'm just spectating in JNet.
That's true. I mean, I just have the ability on Discord to click the other window to pull up the list, and so I could have it for you to look at as we play. And then I missed the whole turn. He purged. Okay.
That's fine.
Rashida fired. He purged and ditched 2. That's totally fine.
I'd run R&D first.
Yeah.
Because you're paying like $3 to get a turtle counter and a dream net draw, and like he pays money. If he keeps having to spend clicks to reinstall all his ice, it's pretty good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Especially
played a
if he
lot of
starts
this deck?
putting, if he puts anything into the traces, it's helpful for me. You know, like here, that's fine.
You can't though.
Because now I'm paying 2 to bypass the ice and get a turtle counter. Special order doesn't really help me a ton.
Oh, you get your paperclip, right?
No, it's on mining accident. I
Oh,
made
what's a barrier breaker? Don't tell me it's
Mockler. It's
Oh,
it's
no.
Mackler. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. We can
Yeah.
rogue trading this turn. It's pretty nice.
Can. Do I want to hedge and then rogue or gamble and then rogue trading? So I don't have to
Yeah,
ditch
probably.
anything.
How many? We haven't played any of the doofs yet, eh?
We have played 0 doofs.
Yeah, we need to clip Christian. Yeah, I mean, sure, gamble. I think drawing a card's also pretty fine. You have a lot of dead cards in your hand.
It's true.
Like, you can draw and discard, like, the Citadel and the DreamNet, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually make a difference here. So yeah, draw. Pile up. And then I can hit the rogue trading, and safely ditch. 2 there. He can't contest this.
How's it going, Tio, by the way? I haven't talked to you since February, probably.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. Things are all right. New York City is kind of a hot mess, but
Yeah, it's like I basically visited, and then, like, 2 weeks later, the border closed.
yeah, which was very good timing on your part.
Yeah, I planned it. Yeah, no.
No, but things are good. I mean, like it's good that my wife and I are still able to both work.
Oh, that's good.
So like we haven't gotten hit super hard by anything. Both of our families are still healthy, so we've got a lot of good stuff going on for us here.
It's so sick that they didn't bounce the Shayati.
Yeah, I am very confused.
Now we can trash the Christian.
Can
I just don't understand what range of ice they could be representing on HQ that keeps us out here.
not a whole. Oh, here's the building blocks though. Okay.
Okay, well, I hate that, but we can't do anything. But this is the turn you gotta trash Christian so that the Doof's alive.
Yeah. And then I could also put the Polyp down if he doesn't res it here, which saves me from another Chrysium.
Yeah.
Which
And
makes...
also just like, what do we have turning wheels to multi-axis?
Yeah, 1 turning wheel multi-access. I've got to find it, which is... I don't think I made this deck better by putting Mining Accident into it. As much...
For the asset matchup, like for CTN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean,
So...
like, we have Class Act in this deck, I'm assuming. I really hope we have
yeah, I have never cut Classic. But he can't
Okay,
res
well,
an
then we'll-
Orion, so there's pretty much
Oh,
no
yeah, no.
scary ice for me here. Unless he's got the 3rd Chiashi. I'll break this.
Yeah, just those 2.
That's fine. Okay, so now... They're perfect, look at that. I'll take that. I'll trash that.
Okay, wait. Does installing the Polyp, like, what's the list? Does the Polyp actually get us anything?
The Polyp, he's got 3 Rashida, 2 Snare, and 3 Chrysium are his only trashables. So I don't think it's a good idea to
and
put
2
down
of
the
the Rashidas
Polyp
are
here.
down.
Yeah.
So,
So
like, no way.
there's no reason, especially because I drew into the doof. If I hadn't drawn the doof, I think maybe I put the Polyp down to save me another Chrysium when the time comes. But I think here I just doof in.
No, I agree. I think it's super good.
Do I do something before I doof, or do I doof first?
I think you want to have like amount of money and or clicks to deal with whatever the face down ice is. Could be like Tithonium.
I mean,
The one with Tithonium.
I've got the Nexus.
Yeah.
He's on 0 Tithonium.
Oh, okay. Well.
So his scary ice is turned off, right? He can't res a Chiashi, he can't res an Orion. He
I think
can't.
you can just do, because if they like res a border control and pop it, you want to run archives to get a turtle counter or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we can it's still like basically just gives us more available lines, because we can still play the Sure Gamble in the version where we do fit like third and fourth, second and third. But we can also, then it just gives us the optional line of running archives for a turtle counter.
Mm-hmm. And checking those 2 face downs.
Yeah.
Alright, no res, so I just get to doof here. And then check archives, I think,
yeah,
right?
I don't even need to play the Sure Gamble right now. He's gonna go up to 16.
Yeah, run archives, check 2 face downs, or if there's an agenda in here, that's game. But it's not likely. I Nexus past anything he reses because it's last click and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You want to trace that.
Yeah. I don't want to eat the net damage.
What's the bad hit here?
Amina would be the worst hit there.
It's like a 1 in 5.
Still not something
you just threw up a 20% chance to lose. You could have saved $3. I actually don't know if that's right. How many Amina? You're on 1 Amina, right?
I'm on 1 Amina, yeah. And that's the big thing. The majority of the list is code gate.
Just like I don't play around 20%, but like maybe you're so far ahead it's just worth it. That's probably actually true. You're just so far ahead, you should play. That's like the thing, right? If you're far ahead, if you're ahead in a matchup, you should play very conservative.
Mm-hmm. Because I can't risk the comeback if I get locked out behind 3 code gates, which is possible because they're 9 of the 18 ice.
Yeah, so it's like if it was like 6-2, you might just be like, okay, I'm gonna take the 1 in 5 because saving the 3 credits matters a lot more because you're losing. Oh, well, this is amazing.
Yeah, this I hit R&D.
They can't res the Chiashi.
Can't res a Chiashi if it is the Chiashi. So let's run R&D first.
Could be the border control. Could be another Mausolus.
Either way, if he reses something, I either Nexus past it, or I could just eat that. There's no reason for me to really get past this.
So, like, how many rogue... We still have 2 rogue tradings in the deck?
1 left.
I kind of want to draw cards, and this is giving us a turtle counter and a card draw.
That's true, yeah. So for $3,
yeah,
which is realistically $2, and then
why is it realistic? Oh, well, this is perfect.
Because DreamNet.
Oh, wait, what the fuck does DreamNet say? DreamNet makes us $1 on access?
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay.
First time I make a run, it's a draw and $1 because I have 2 link.
Oh, you have 2 link. Okay, well now we can just install rogue trading.
Yeah, and then hit it. Alright, I can't.
Yeah.
He can't contest it. Got my counter.
It's like a nightmare matchup. Blue Sun.
So that's another 3 draws for him.
like so this is something like I don't want this to come across as rude. This is like purely from like a testing perspective. If I was playing this in a testing group game, I would concede as the corp right now.
That's
Because like not from like a rudeness perspective, but like from a like what do you think Rotage's odds are of winning this game?
very low. Yeah,
Like
that's
I would
fair.
say sub 10%. Yeah, this does nothing. You just don't run.
Yeah, I just don't run for a turn, and instead I draw twice and
I like
hit
drawing
rogue
once.
trading. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
we want to probably keep the Amina. Yeah, just like share gamble, rogue trading. But like, this is the thing about testing games is like, when you're playing testing games, I think it's really valuable to just like understand when to concede
mm-hmm.
and just be like, okay, like because like testing games aren't about winning or losing; they're about like gathering, like drawing information from a data set. And
And you're saying there's
you
not a
know,
whole lot of information that can be gained here.
well, yeah, like the value in this game was to understand how the 4-9 got to this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like we don't like we could just like draw the conclusion from this board. Like I know how the game is gonna look in 5 turns. You're gonna slowly grind up. Like the correct play for you is to take a very slow, very grindy line where you just like slowly grind them out on single accesses, and they still lose.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and like you could probably start another testing game during that 5 turn window. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
It's an interesting thing to think about.
that's very true. But it's
Yeah.
not quite. I mean, this did turn out to be a testing game, but it's a little different because of the fact that it's the all-seeing eye. So it's not quite a testing game, but it's also not
No, for sure.
not
No,
a
for
testing
sure.
game.
I agree. I just think is like it's an interest. This is in my opinion an example of like a game where like, especially in testing, I think it's a good mentality to have. Just like, you know.
Calling it, being able to tell when
Yeah,
there's
and
no
like
recovery.
there's no bad feelings about it. Like I mean, it's not because in the winners and losers of testing games don't matter. It's like a secondary effect of the act.
Yeah, like
The
this.
main point is just to get better.
Yeah, and like normally I'd be like, oh wow, I won a game versus Rotage, but like here in a testing environment, it's not at all the same thing. But I think my play here is, you're right, the grindy one where I'm gonna hit rogue trading and then drop the Amina.
Why do we have to drop the Amina?
Just so that I can play easier on losing cards.
You've just shown like so like why, like what is committing the resources now not get you next turn? Like why like do we specifically need to save a click next turn? Or do we gain more value by like not showing our code gate breaker and him being like, okay, so like let's say for example, he wants to purge, I think, is what he's trying to set up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you show an Amina, he's not going to purge and going to do something else. But you want him to purge because you have the Amina in your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And this is the kind of stuff that I never think about. So I'm
you
happy
should
you're pointing it
hold
out.
the Amina and just like rogue trading share gamble or something.
Alright. Yeah, it's not like I don't have the credits.
Yeah,
Because
and,
my
like, I don't
my
think you'd
train
be
of
quick
thought,
compressed next turn.
my train of thought there was, I am currently ahead on credits. It will be a net loss of 1 credit to hit the rogue trading and drop the Amina, which is fine in like this perspective, but that's still fine next turn, right? Like even if he pulls back the Chiashi, which I just didn't take the time to think all the way through.
Like you really want the purge, yeah. Because from his perspective, like the turtle is how he's gonna lose this game because he's gonna start really single accessing him on R&D, and like in theory he could maybe hold you off once a turn. But now you just like then you go like slam the Amina and you just like fucking suplex him. Okay.
I'm still surprised he didn't pull back the Chiashi here.
I think he's quick and pressed. I was also surprised he didn't do this time. I mean, like, he has a big question, but like, The problem is he has 3 dead cards in his deck now. Punitives.
Yeah.
Is this list on 3 Citadel?
Mine, yeah.
God, this is such a bad match.
So I have to get in there.
Why?
Because it's not. He has nothing advanceable other than agendas.
Does it matter if he scores an agenda, really?
It doesn't, but if I get in there, I win the game. So I guess I don't have to. The question is, can I get in there?
There we go. That's a better way of thinking about it. Because, like, I mean, you don't have to do anything here. You can just keep single access to gun and D or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean...
I could put down the Amina and run. Then I can Nexus past the Chiashi. Odds are he
so
can't.
Like, so like, okay, there's 2 things. He has to either be representing the best possible hand, like ice permutation here,
Mm-hmm.
or he's like desperate and just trying to push a Cyberdex and hoping that, like, whatever, that you don't run. So what's the best permutation of ice? It has to be like Ultra Border Control or something, right?
I guess the best would be this Chiashi, and then followed by double border control or a border control.
No, it's Ultra. It's Ultra.
It's Archer. That's true. Yeah, if I Nexus the one of Archer. Which then does that
Honestly,
even?
I think like, well, yeah, I mean, like, because, like, so are we if you install the Amina and you run the remote and he reses Archer, that's
That
maybe
hurts.
the only way he figured to win the game, because then he goes like, because then you have no breakers, and he goes like, he scores Cyberdex next turn,
Mm-hmm.
goes up another 4 credits. I mean, I think you can probably just tutor for Macler here, and have the Nexus up for the Archer potentially. You know what I mean? I mean, it's gonna cost you like $1 million respectively, but why not?
Yeah, it's not like I don't have it, so I can special order Mockler, install it, run the remote.
Well, you're probably Bravado, but yeah.
Yeah, let's try that line.
Because the only problem is there's a very high odds you will not have a Bagalta this game then.
Yeah, which is fine.
But that's fine because there's 1 sentry in the deck. It's
One sentry in the deck. It's Archer is
and
the
it's
only
Archer.
sentry.
Okay, great. So because we were gonna mill the top 6 of a deck or whatever.
I could overwrite.
No, that seems I think that seems not good. I mean, this is giving us a lot of pressure on HQ and R&B. Like, we don't want to install the Amina. It's $7.
Yeah. All right. So drop Mockler, Bravado, server 2.
Yeah.
And have a click left over for
Like if they res border control.
cleanup.
I mean, if they have border control Archer and then like you, like there's a permutation where they can keep you out, but like you're still probably winning the game.
Yeah, but it takes so many of his resources. So yeah, let's do that. It is going to cost me $1 million.
That's only 10. That's fine.
I'm going to get one of those back.
Well, yeah.
I do need to 1, 2.
It does it automatically, doesn't it?
I need to kill the top 6 cards of my deck though.
Doesn't it do it automatically?
It doesn't actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
this cost me 2. I pass ice and continue. He keeps me out. Do I go back in for another 10 credits?
like if you think it's the agenda, then literally yes, right?
It is. I mean, it has to be. He has no other advanceable
Yeah,
option.
for sure.
Right? There's no NGOs. So yeah, pay 10. 9 isn't gonna keep me at, like, having 9 credits isn't gonna stop me from
Yeah,
doing
you can
anything.
pay. You can pay into the Nexus. You can pay into the Nexus again.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. So it is. He's doing it. Perfect. That's a lot of nonsense from me. And is it another border control? No. But it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Was it what? Give me the res all. I'm curious what it says.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, okay, we'll never know. Okay,
Well,
I gotta go make lunch.
all right. Take care. Take care.
But I hope it was a lot of fun. Doing
Yeah.
This, dude.
Thanks for commentating on this because I did not at all.
No, I hope you found the advice helpful.
Yeah.
I think the value, the takeaway from this game is just like understanding how to play from a winning position.
Mm-hmm.
And just being like, it's like the thing, I think this is true of all card games, it's true of Netrunner as well. It's like when you have a lead, you should be playing around very particular hand states.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're beating the sort of average hand states anyway, because you have a lead.
Yeah.
Okay, see ya.
All right. Take care. Take care.